Hey guys, welcome to another episode in the deep playthrough of Gran Turismo 4. We are making our way through the European events. We did the regional events of Japan and of the US already. There's only one left, it's the European events. And in the previous episode I have to correct something. We did the Festa di Italiano or something, with only Italian cars allowed. And I thought I took like the best car available, because we went through all the cars here in the Italian dealership, and many cars you cannot buy, you can only win them. So the choice of cars is a little bit less than what it would appear to be. But mainly the cars that are a little bit competitive and not too overpowered are these Alfa Romeos, and I took this one. And the first race went pretty okay, but the second race, I didn't have a lot of time yesterday, and the second race, the pole position car, he just disappeared into the distance. So I really didn't have a lot of time. I got annoyed, and then I just switched to a very overpowered car, to the CZ V16T, and I easily won it. But that is just not my style, so to say. So it was more out of frustration that I did it. But I just want to win those races a little bit more fair and square. But I also didn't want to just buy 5 of these cars to see which one is the most appropriate. I was thinking this one, because it has the biggest engine, 3.2 V6. But actually, this has 236 horsepower. This one has 246. It's not a lot more, but apparently, presumably, I guess the car is also lighter than this one. I mean, it looks smaller. So I checked a quick video on YouTube, and there was indeed a guy who took this car and he was able to win it. So I am going to do that now as well. So before continuing with the next event, I will redo the last 2 races of the previous episodes to be a bit more fair and square with the win, instead of just using a totally overpowered car. That really also doesn't feel... that feels just like cheesing through it. So it was the Festa Italiano, and luckily it's not a championship, so we can just stand alone do the races. It were the last 2 races that I cheesed. To win, you have won all the races in this event. To receive another prize car, you need to erase these records. Clearing the records has no effect on your win ratio. You want to erase the records of winning these races? No, I'm not going to do all 3 of them. I'm only going to do 2 races. Alright, let's see if we now can hold up a bit better. Disable the assists. Of course, it also depends on the grid that you're... that is randomly generated. The types of cars from the competitors. So what do we have? The Integral we had, the Spider we had, the GTV. Not really sure what kind of car that is. And then also another Alfa Romeo 147 GTA and a Fiat Coupe Turbo. A Fiat Coupe Turbo. Oh, fuck me. Wrong button. I think there's like a Barchetta or that GT, the car that I was using before, the Alfa Romeo GT 3.2. Those are not in the field now. I think they were in the previous episode. So to me, this field looks a little bit easier, to be honest. I'm not sure why. Yeah, exactly. Nope. I don't want to win now because the field is randomly easier than it was. Let's just see if we can get a little bit... It's mostly the same field. But I have the feeling that there are some quicker cars missing from it. Alright, GTV 3.0. Yes, now we also have indeed the Alfa Romeo GT 3.2. And also a 166. Anyways, this looks a little bit more like it was yesterday. And maybe I'm missing the Fiat Barchetta. But that is not that fast of a car anyways, I think. Let's just go with this. Ah, now it's even... easier race. I don't understand. Why do I now get less A-spec points than before? Alright, I will one more time. God damn it, so annoying. This cursor speed is super inconsistent. Sometimes it goes super quick and then you overshoot your selection. It's super duper annoying. If it happens once, it's not a problem, but it happens way too often. Alright, this is what I don't like in this game. These A-spec points, it feels so random. Sometimes you have quite an easy race and you get like 198 spec points. Other times you have an easier race and you get less A-spec points. Alright, we have a Fiat Coupe Turbo, the HF Integral 3.2. A GTA and a Spider. Yeah, let's just go with this one. Yeah, it is still... I have no clue what's... I have the feeling that the race should be harder, ergo more A-spec points, but apparently not. Alright, here we go. Alright, I'm not even. Yeah, it's more or less the same as in the other car. In that I'm not at all catching or I'm slowly catching up. I wanted to say it's not that I'm much quicker or anything. But this seems to be going much better because we are a bit closer to the first place car than yesterday. But it's only 2 laps, so you really actually have to be fast from the start. And this car has quite a lot of understeer. Alright, but I'm already... Oh, fuck me, man. Fuck that corner. Oh, fuck it so hard. Alright, I'm not gonna make it probably because I screwed up that fucking corner. I will try. I'm not getting my hopes up. Man, this car really handles like a wet rag. And don't ask me why, that's also, I think, the same car that I'm driving actually. This green one, yeah. I wanted to say don't ask me why it's so much quicker. Nope, will not be winning this one. Fuck this, man. Fuck me. Alright, this is just quite a tricky race. And mostly because it's only 2 laps, you really cannot afford any mistakes. Alright, I have like a visitor cat and he is now straight in front of the screen. Interacting with what... No! Nee, dat mag niet. Dat mag niet. Dat mag niet. Pamuk! It's... Alright, here we go. Let's just try and win this. Nee, Pamuk, dat mag niet. Dat mag niet. Right, here we go. I have a little bit of a distraction with that cat. Nee, Pamuk. Dat mag niet. Alright, a bit of slipstreaming. Alright, screwed up that corner. Alright, now for a change he went into the wall instead of me. Alright, looking good so far. Right, looking very good. I'm not sure the first place car spun out, I think. He's taken over by 2 other cars. And again, screwing up this fucking chicane. Too much braking? Fuck me, man. But we're good. Alright, one down. Now the other one, Infinium Raceway. Come on. Hello. Hopefully this one is a little bit easier. Although it's also quite a technical track. Here we go. It's so much more fun if you race these races in a bit of a balanced car instead of totally overpowered. But now it seems like the first place car is crazy fast somehow. Ah, but he went off track over there. Very nice. Sucker. I still don't understand why that first place car, for example, is so quick. I don't think it has a bigger engine than the car that we are driving, and it looks to be much heavier. And there, they both go off track again, idiots. Right, closing the door. Have to close the inside of the corners. That's where they mostly overtake. Oh shit. Here we go. Holy shit. Too early on the brakes. Alright, seems to be in the pocket. Come look. And there we go. Alright, now let's see what we actually need to do to make real progress, not correcting past mistakes. I think we, fuck me, it's so annoying pressing the wrong buttons. Alright, we need to do the Tour France Championnat, all French Championship. Probably only French cars, and that's basically the only limitation. Let's first get one French car from, if I have any, from the garage to see what the competition is like. So we need probably a road car. Alright, so it's a championship actually. Alright, the Rombbb barely nets. If only I knew what kind of car that was. Then we just have a regular Megane, another Megane, Peugeot 106, and a Xantia. So it are mostly regular cars around the 2000-2003 mark. So let's check the French dealerships and see what they have on offer. Right, Citroën. What the hell was that Rombbb, by the way? Alright, that looks to be like a pretty fierce competitor compared to regular Xantias and other commuter cars. This looks pretty lightweight. So this could be an option. Although I don't really like the styling. The versatile Frenchman Michel Rombbb, publisher, engineer, car collector and race car driver, founded the sports car constructor to build his own high ideals. Two of Rombbb's most famous models are the midship engine Berlinette and Barquette. Right, I was not aware that there was actually a description of each brand. Alright, let's read it one more time. Rombbb, the versatile Frenchman Michel Rombbb, publisher, engineer, car collector and race car driver, founded this sports car constructor to build cars to his own high ideals. Two of Rombb's most famous models are the midship Berlinette and Barquette. Alright, but now I'm curious. We already checked out all the US brands and I think all the German brands for earlier races and also the Italian brands. Let's quickly see whether there are interesting descriptions. Oh, wrong button again. Cadillac was founded in 1902 in Detroit, but William Murphy then became a division of General Motors in 1909. Although known as a symbol of American affluence, Cadillac has also been a technological innovator. For instance, Cadillac was the world's first automaker to give its cars a synchromax gearbox and a vacuum carburetor. Alright, so there are some interesting tidbits. Dodge began as an independent automaker launched by brother John and Horace Dodge, using capital gained by the brothers' very profitable investment in Ford Motor Company when Ford was still a young company. A division of Chrysler since 1928, Dodge continues to produce distinctive cars under the keywords of innovation and leadership. Holy shit, it goes pretty quick. Why do they make that scrolling so quickly? I have no idea. But anyways, let's just go through it. Plymouth. Chrysler launched the Plymouth brand in 1928 to compete with GM's Chevrolet division. The strategy was a success and Plymouth has produced a long line of popular models over the years. Later, Plymouths began to resemble Dodge models in specs, but in 1997 Plymouth rocked the auto world with its release of the Prowler, a car recalling the hot rods of the 1930s. Nevertheless, this effort failed to revitalize the brand, and in 2002 Chrysler discontinued the Plymouth brands. God damn it. Alright, this one again. This constructor was founded in 1962 by Carroll Shelby, a famed race car driver who won the Le Mans 24 Hours in 1959 in an Aston Martin. His goal was to create the ultimate race car by combining the superior handling of a European-made body with the power of an American V8 engine. His AC Cobra was an AC car's chassis fitted with a Ford V8 engine. In 1998, Shelby showed the racing world that it was still alive and kicking by releasing its first new model in many years, the Series 1. God damn it. So, did they release a new Shelby Series 1 in 1998? What did it say? Yeah. So let's quickly see what that is actually. 1998 Series 1 Shelby. High-performance roadster designed by Shelby and produced by Shelby American. It's just a Corvette, pretty sure. No, I do think it's a standalone car. It looks quite a lot like a Corvette. Cabriolet. Yeah, I'm still a little bit in doubt whether I'm gonna read all these brands, but I have to do it one time. It's a deep playthrough, so here we go. DeLorean Motor Company, founded in the late 1970s by John DeLorean, who had become vice president of General Motors at a young age after rapidly expanding GM's Pontiac and Chevrolet divisions. DMC produced a sports car called the DeLorean with a revolutionary stainless steel body styled by Ital design. Unfortunately, financial and other problems forced the company to shut down its operation. Today, a recognized DMC provides parts, accessories, and maintenance and tuning. Fuck this. By John DeLorean, who had become vice president of General Motors at a young age after rapidly expanding GM's Pontiac and Chevrolet divisions. DMC produced a sports car called the DeLorean with a revolutionary stainless steel body styled by Ital design. Unfortunately, financial and other problems forced the company to shut down its operations. Today, a reorganized DMC provides parts, accessories, and maintenance and tuning services for DeLoreans still on the road. Alright, that's pretty interesting. So they, contrary to many other bigger brands with older cars who cannot source original parts anymore, for DMC that's not a problem. Today, a reorganized DMC provides parts, accessories, and maintenance and tuning services. That's pretty cool. Ford launched the Mercury division in 1938 as a semi-luxury line, slotted between the Ford and Lincoln brands, and was intended to compete against GM's Buick and Pontiac lines. Released in the early 1960s, the Mercury Comet, a compact, was a smash hit as it was 19... Fuck me, man. Why do you let it run so quickly? It's just crazy. Crazy. Released in the early 1960s, the Mercury Comet, a compact, was a smash hit, as was 19... Nah, fuck me. Here we go again. Totally retarded, these decisions. Released in the early 1960s, the Mercury Comet, a compact, was a smash hit, as was 1967's Cougar, a higher-end version of the Mustang. Mercury remains a firmly established brand in the Ford family today. Oh, is that so? I wasn't even aware. This is a legendary brand from American Motorsports that was founded by Jim Hall, who was a Texas oil king as well as a brilliant engineer and racing driver. A few of Chaparral's distinctive racing cars had great success not only in America but also in the big races in Europe, taking the 1960s racing scene by storm. Despite winning the Indy 500 in 1980, the Chaparral sadly left motor racing in 1982. Chevrolet was launched in 1911 by Louis Chevrolet and William Durant, who would later found General Motors. With shrewd sales strategies, Chevrolet grew quickly, and by the 1920s, sales of its cars eventually surpassed those of Ford's illustrious Model T. The company continued to release a series of best-selling automobiles, including two of the most popular coupes ever, the Corvette and the Camaro. In addition, Chevrolet's V8 engines once dominated the racing scenes. Henry Ford founded this automating giant in 1903 and launched the Model T, a car that revolutionized American society itself. After World War II, the company expanded into a broad range of vehicles. Among them, the hugely successful Mustang had a massive impact on the world's sports car market. In these early days, Ford set up plants across Europe to build T's, but today Ford subsidiaries focus on developing cars suited to local markets. The precursor of GM's Pontiac division was the Oakland Motor Cars, founded in 1908. The company was bought by GM the following year, and in 1926 GM's Oakland division debuted a low-price model Duke the Pontiac, which eventually became its own brand name. After World War II, Pontiac became a sister company of Oldsmobile, but also found popularity among young people with muscle cars such as the GTO and sports models such as the Firebird. After many lackluster years, Pontiac has recently seen a resurgence in popularity with compact sports model Solstice and the new GTO. God damn it. Buick was originally an independent auto company founded in 1903 by Scottish-American David Dunker Buick. William Durant later took the reins and eventually acquired Oldsmobile and Cadillac to form automaking giant General Motors. Eagle began as a four-wheel drive brand made by American Motor Corporation. After being briefly owned by Renault, AMC's assets were bought by Chrysler, where it became the Eagle division. Slightly modified versions of the first and second generation Mitsubishi Eclipse were sold in the US as the Eagle Talon. Alright, I was already doubting about this brand because I found it looked very similar indeed to a Japanese car. So it's indeed based on, what was it, a Mitsubishi Eclipse or something? Yes. Nissan introduced the Infiniti high-end brand in 1989 in North America. In contrast to the active, practical image of Nissan-branded cars, Infiniti offers more elegant, prestigious automobiles. Nissan plans to introduce the Infiniti brand in Korea in 2005 and in Japan and in other countries after that. Scion is a new brand that Toyota launched in 2003 to target the young American car buyers. The first models were the XA and XB, based on Toyota models originally made for the Japanese market. The IST and BB Alright, fuck it. The first models were the XI and XB, based on Toyota models originally made for the Japanese market, the IST and BB respectively. In 2004, Toyota added an exclusive sports coupe model, the TC. Scion models are sold by independent dealerships in North America. The popularity of Scion is increasing thanks partially to strategies such as affordability, use of internet advertising and other innovative ways of targeting young car buyers. Chrysler was started by former General Motors executive Walter Chrysler, who released his first car in 1924. The company quickly grew to Big Three status after acquiring DeSoto, Dodge, Plymouth and other automaking operations. Chrysler merged with Daimler-Benz in 1998 to become Daimler Chrysler, which has since produced many new models. Founded in 1989 in Atlanta, Georgia, this sports car manufacturer has turned a love for American sports cars into a series of models that reinterpret the classic American sports car look with a modern touch. Using racing machines based on its Esperanto models, Panos currently competes in France's Le Mans and the American Le Mans series. Steve Saleen founded this company, which specializes in tuning parts and complete cars. The company made its name in the 1980s when it entered Ford Mustangs in American showroom stock endurance races, where only limited modifications were permitted, and sold those same racing components to the public. Saleen's impact on the auto world was so great that it is said to have affected Ford's strategy for the Mustang. Saleen then began building complete cars based on Mustangs, and today has evolved to the point of competing in Le Mans with machines built on his own original chassis. An auto engineering firm founded in Connecticut by former race car driver Reeves Callaway. Callaway builds complete cars and also designs tuning parts. Although traditionally a Chevy tuner, Callaway has recently built Mazda Protégé turbos and other non-Chevy models. A popular American comedian and late-night talk show host, Jay Leno is also one of America's leading car collectors. His huge collection includes custom models built to his specifications, making him a de facto custom car builder. Toyota established Lexus in 1989 as a luxury brand initially for the North American market. Only the first model was the LS400, followed by the ES250 versions of Japanese Toyota models called Celsior and Wyndham respectively. The lineup gradually grew, and today Lexus dealerships are some of the most popular in their markets. Toyota plans to finally release the Lexus brand in Japan in 2005. In 1964, Oregon University track and field coach Bill Bowerman and accounting student Phil Knight founded a company called Blue Ribbon Sports to import Japanese sports shoes. That was the beginning of Nike. Now the world's largest sports and fitness company, Nike has even designed a Gran Turismo car. This muscular machine looks like a crouching sprinter. Fuck me, man. So fucking annoying. Why make it scroll so quickly? This muscular machine looks like a crouching sprinter readying to uncoil his powerful body. Alright, whatever. Alright, that was the US. We have a couple more to do, but I think there are less brands in other countries than the US. Oh, but we also still have Japan to do, by the way. The UK. Yeah, fuck me. We have so much reading to do. Alright, let's just do the UK. This is a famous British sports car that was born at the start of the last century. In 1947, David Brown took control of the management, and the company has since been able to achieve several milestones, including winning the Le Mans 24-hour race. Aston Martin is currently forging a path as the main brand in the Ford Premier Automotive Group. Jaguar got its start when William Lyons, whose company had been making motorcycle sidecars, changed his company's name to Jaguar at the end of World War II in 1945. In 1949, Jaguar became an overnight sensation with the release of the XK120, hugely popular because of its amazing performance. After that, Jaguar began racking up win after win in Le Mans, while also releasing other popular showroom models such as the Mark II and the E-Type. Jaguar continues to release exciting new models as one of the high-end brands of the Ford Group. So these are all Fords. At least in 2005. The Mini began as a small car produced by the British Motor Company, a company that arose as the product of a merger between Austin Morris and several other manufacturers. Over a 40-year period, the Mini eventually evolved into its own separate brand. The Mini was completely revamped by new owner BMW. It now comes in 4 variations, including a convertible. This small volume sports car manufacturer was founded in 1954 by Brian Lister. In 1957, the company established its name in motorsport with a model fitted with a Jaguar D-Type engine. The company subsequently languished for many years and eventually withdrew from racing. However, the company returned to motorsports in the 1980s and in 1991 regained its past glory with the Storm equipped with a Jaguar V12. Lister is still active on the racing circuit today. Land Rover history began in 1948 when Rover produced a single 4x4 model named Land Rover. Attracting worldwide attention with its amazing power and durability, the Land Rover was a pioneering four-wheel drive machine. In the 1970s, the company released a high-end model, the Range Rover, that brought new prestige to the 4x4. The company was briefly acquired by BMW, which sold it to Ford in 2000. Today, the Land Rover models continue to evolve under a new business strategy. The British manufacturer of limited edition sports car was founded by the four Walcott brothers Bob Douglas, Ivor and Trevor. Janetta gained instant fame when its G4 took the racing world by storm upon its release in 1961. The company subsequently produced many models and garnered attention in the 1990s by re-releasing updated versions of the G4 and the G12. This illustrious British manufacturer of lightweight sports car got its starts in the 1940s when founder Colin Chapman, then a student, began building custom racing machines from used cars. Eventually, word spread about his inexpensive yet high-performance cars, allowing Lotus to grow into a full-fledged sports car manufacturer. Lotus cars racked up numerous Formula 1 victories, and today its latest model, the Elise, is raced in many competitions. Automotive engineer Trevor Wilkinson founded TVR in 1947 when he built his first prototype from an Elvis chassis. Wilkinson used the three consonants of his first name as the name of the company, which today is a manufacturer of specialized sports cars. TVR has consistently produced cars that are both fast and distinctive. After taking over as CEO in 1982, Peter Wheeler oversaw the production of models with more modern styling, uttering in a... Fuck me, man. This is fucking frustrating to read. TVR has consistently produced cars that are both fast and distinctive. After taking over as CEO in 1982, Peter Wheeler oversaw the production of models with more modern styling, ushering in a new era at TVR. The company was sold in 2004, and the new owners are reportedly working to continue TVR's traditions. This car builder's name comes from the first three letters of the last names of co-founders Jem March and Frank Costin. They got their start building chassis used... Fuck me, man. They got their start building chassis using Costin's experience in machining components for aircraft. Marcus made its name with cars like the Mini Marcus built with Mini components and the Marcus GT, fitted with a Ford engine and entered in many sports events. Alright, I was a little bit distracted because chassis, it's used in a plural here, but I thought it was spelled as singular, but probably the plural of chassis is the same as its singular version of the word chassis, I guess. This is a sports car maker that then started out as a manufacturer of three-wheel delivery cars for butcher shops. The famous Ace Bristol, developed by AC Cars, was the star performer in the 1960s sports car races. The AC Cobra, which is made from the same body fitted with a Ford V8 engine, is also quite well known. Pamuk. Alright, Bentley, a British sports and luxury car manufacturer that won Le Mans 5 times in the early years of the endurance race. After being owned by Rolls-Royce for many years beginning in the 1930s, Bentley is now a luxury division of Volkswagen. Alright, I have a cat in front of my screen, so I cannot read it now. The precursor of MG was Morris Garages, a company founded in 1910 by William Morris. MG really took off in the 1920s after car enthusiast Cecil Kimber took the reins. He actively competed in motorsports in his company's cars, and his achievement helped solidify the company's fame. After World War II, MG and... Fuck me, fucking cat in front of the screen. The precursor of MG was Morris Garages, a company founded in 1910 by William Morris. MG really took off in the 1920s after car enthusiast Cecil Kimber took the reins. He actively competed in motorsports in his company's cars, and his achievements helped solidify the company's fame. After World War II, MG released the MGA, which turned heads with its modern styling, and followed it up with the Midget, hugely popular among young people. There were many management changes and a period of stagnation, but the MG name lives on today as the sports car brand of the MG Rover Group. Jensen began as a coach builder founded in the 1930s by brother Alan and Richard Jensen. Their first cars were mainly sedans, but after World War II the company evolved into a manufacturer of high-performance GT machines. Jensen produced many famous automobiles such as the Interceptor and the FF, the world's first mass-production four-wheel drive sports car, but the company closed its doors in 1976, unable to overcome the impact of the oil crisis on the automobile markets. Caterham started out as an auto dealership that sold the Lotus 7, a lightweight... Fuck me, my clock alarm went. That sold the Lotus 7, a lightweight sports car. In 1973, however, Caterham brought the production rights to the Lotus 7 and has since produced various models upholding the same sports car tradition. In addition to the basic models faithful to the original Lotus 7, Caterham also updated... Fuck me, man, this is so fucking annoying. Caterham started out as an auto dealership that sold the Lotus 7, a lightweight sports car. In 1973, however, Caterham bought the production rights to the Lotus 7 and has since produced various models upholding the same sports car tradition. In addition to basic models faithful to the original Lotus 7, Caterham also offers updated high-performance versions built with state-of-the-art technology. Fuck me. After achieving success in manufacturing bicycles and motorcycles, Siegfried Britman released... Oh, fuck me, man. Fuck me. Siegfried Britman. What the fuck is that name? Siegfried Britman released his first four-wheeled automobile in 1923. Production was brought to an end by the Depression, but after World War II, Triumph began making cars again, such as the TR series and the enormously successful Spitfire. Triumph's auto production came to an end in the 1980s due to restructuring of the British auto industry. The last car Triumph built was the Acclaim made under license with Honda. Although the Triumph car company is gone, Triumph motorcycles after several changes of ownership are doing well. Alright, I really have to say, reading these notes is extremely frustrating. Anyways, we still have to read France, which we have to find the car, of course, for. Italy we have to read, Germany we have to read, and Japan we have to read. And then the other ones, Korea and Belgium and the Netherlands and Sweden, I will read later on. Oh my god. Alright, I'm just going to continue. I want to get this behind me. Yeah, but there are so many fucking cars here. No, not that many. Alright, here we go. The origins of Audi began with the Horch company, which was created in 1899. In 1932, the four companies Audi, Wanderer, Horch and Dekaway merged to form the Auto Union Company. Restructuring after the war gave Audi the leading role in the company. Using the principle of force from dirt technique, advancement through technology, Audi brought a large number of innovations to their cars. The Quattro four-wheel drive system is but one symbol of that innovation. The origins of Audio, it says, it is Audi. Audi, Wanderer, Horch and Dekaway. Alright, whatever. Daimler-Benz, producer of the Mercedes cars, came about with the merger in 1926 of the respective companies of Gottlieb Daimler and Karl Benz, considered the fathers of the automobile. Since then, the company has continuously been at the forefront of automaking technology. Its cars are advanced not only in terms of speed, but also safety and utility. During the wave of restructuring that swept the global auto industry in the late 1990s, Daimler-Benz merged with Chrysler. Incidentally, the name Mercedes comes from the name of the daughter of Emile Jelinek, Daimler distributor in France in the early 1900s. Allied forces occupying Germany after World War II saw great potential in the people's car that Dr. Ferdinand Porsche had designed before the war. They decided to mass produce this car under the name Volkswagen. This car, later known as the Beetle, became a worldwide smash hit that propelled the company to major automaker status. As it grew, Volkswagen expanded its own lineup and acquired other prestigious automakers, becoming what is today one of Europe's largest automobile manufacturers. The history of Rombbb dates back to Otto Rombbb, an automobile repair shop founded in 1939 by Alois Rombbb. Rombbb began tuning rear-engined air-cooled German sports cars in the 1970s and in 1977 released the BTR painted... Fuck me. Oh man, I'm getting so fucking aggressive from this. Rombbb began tuning rear-engined air-cooled German sports cars in the 1970s and in 1977 released the BTR. Painted in a flat olive drab color, the BTR earned the nickname the NATO car. Rombbb became an officially sanctioned automaker in 1981 and continues to build new machines today. The exceptionally high performance of its cars is proven by many impressive achievements, including the world's record for fastest automobile. German automaker Opel built its first automobile in 1899 and almost immediately began competing aggressively in Grand Prix racing and other motorsports events. It even built a rocket-powered speed record car. The company grew quickly after launching a series of cars priced for the masses in the 1920s and was bought by GM in the late 1920s. The Opel division suffered during World War II but later recovered to produce such popular models as the Ascona and the Kadett. Opel continues to play a central role in GM's European strategy. I was not aware that so many car brands are actually part of bigger other car brands. BMW, whose name is an abbreviation of Bayerisch Motorenwerke or Bavarian Motorworks in English, was founded as an aircraft engine manufacturer in Bavaria and southern Germany. It also built motorcycles and later cars. Even before World War II, BMW competed in races such as Mille Miglia and Le Mans. After the war, the company leveraged this sporty image to create a luxury image for itself. All of its cars are exceedingly fun to drive. Alright, fuck this shit so hard. Alright, you know what? I will just do everything in one go. Did we do the UK? We did. The US we did. Netherlands, it's only one brand. Ah. And a brand without description. Nice. Here, no, there is a description. I'm an idiot. In 1900, two Dutch brothers who owned a Mercedes-Benz dealership, Hendrik and Jacobus Spijker, built their own car, an air-cooled two-cylinder model. This was the start of the Spijker brand. The Spijker company went bankrupt in 1925, but over 70 years later, in 1997, a new company revived the name and started producing hand-built Spijker sports cars with all aluminium bodies. The new Spijker races its cars in Le Mans and other motorsports events. In 1997, Spijker was revived, and apparently up to 2004, when this game came out, it was still active. I'm not sure they're building cars today. Belgian Tony Gillet found fame and success as a motorsports driver and importer of Dutch Donkervoort sports cars. He then founded Gillet Automobiles to produce sports cars based on his own ideals. At the 1992 Brussels Auto Show, Gillet devoted his... Fuck me. Belgian Tony Gillet found fame and success as a motorsports driver and importer of Dutch Donkervoort sports cars. He then founded Gillet Automobiles to produce sports cars based on his own ideals. At the 1992 Brussels Auto Show, Gillet debuted its first original car, the Virgin Ghost. Since then, the car has evolved into a high-performance racing machine. Fuck this shit. Did we do France already? I'm afraid not. Volvo, the automaker, got its start in 1927 when two men who worked at a Swedish ball bearing company, Assar Gabrielsson and Gustav Larsson, built the first Volvo car. The company's growth was guided by the principles of pursuing quality and designing automobiles from the user's point of view. One embodiment of these principles is the company's relentless dedication to safety. In fact, many safety features that are standard in all automobiles today were invented by Volvo, such as the 3-point seatbelt and the collapsible steering column. As a member of the Ford Group, Volvo continues to build cars that are both practical and of exceptional quality. As a member of what group? I read it, but I don't even took it in. Oh my god, such a fucking... I wouldn't say time waste, but takes a lot of time. As a member of the Ford Group, here, this is another one. I think Volvo is currently actually Chinese. Alright, so Germany we did, Belgium we did. Let's do France and Italy. A unique innovative automaker founded in 1990 by André Citroën. Citroën produced the world's first mass production front-engine, front-wheel drive car, the Traction Avant, as well as the exceedingly practical 2 Chevaux 2CV and the then revolutionary new hydropneumatic suspension system. All of these developments reflect an unyielding dedication to innovative R&D instead of imitation. With Peugeot, Citroën is part of the PSA Group. Recent achievements include winning the World Rally Championship with the Citroën Xara. So with Peugeot, Citroën is part of the PGA Group. That was a sentence that I hardly could utter. It's also not possible to slow this down. Citroën is now part of the PSA Group. Alright, together with Peugeot. Oh, I find it so fucking annoying if I cannot read it fully. with Peugeot, Citroën is now part of the PSA group. Alright. In 1891, oh man, I'm getting so fucking aggressive from this. In 1891, Francis Peugeot launched the world's first commercial automaking venture by fitting its own vehicles with Daimler engines. Peugeot claims many other world's first, the first victory in an automobile race, the first rolling on pneumatic tires, and the first dual overhead cam engine. This pioneering spirit lives on in today's Peugeot, as evident in the company's lineup of highly competitive cars combining superior packaging and stylish exteriors. Peugeot achievements in Formula 1 racing and the World Rally Championship are also legendary. Fuck me, man. Alright, this was the first commercial automaking. I cannot imagine that. Mercedes and stuff, they were... Oh, this is 1891. I thought it was 1911. Oh, that's pretty early, yes. This is a French sports car maker that was created in 1955 by Jean Redel, and his passion for motorsports. Alpine became famous overnight for the outstanding performance of the race car that used parts from the cheap Renault 4 CV. The A110 was also famous as a rally car. Alpine is currently a part of Renault that fills the role of motorsports. Oh my fucking hell, man. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. Oh, and especially if you miss one sentence, you have to scroll through the whole fucking thing again. Alpine is currently a part of Renault that fills the role of motorsports activities. That sentence doesn't... Yeah, I think it's correct, but it really is weird formulation. Alpine is currently a part of Renault that fills the role of motorsports activities. So it's a part of Renault that fills the role. Alright, fuck that shit. French automaker Renault traces its roots to the first automobile made in 1898. Oh, fuck me, man. French automaker Renault traces its roots to the first automobile made in 1898 by the mechanically adept Louis Renault, who began producing cars commercially the following year. In those early years, Renault aggressively competed in motorsports to promote its cars. The company was nationalized after World War II and established a reputation for durable, practical cars with such hits as the 4 CV and the Renault 4. In 1977, Renault made its Formula 1 comeback and generated much publicity for itself with a turbocharged machine, the first in Formula 1 history. Renault was privatized in 1996 and formed an alliance in Nissan with 1999. Today, the company continues to release new models with innovative styling. Fuck this fucking shit. This famous French constructor is based in Le Mans, France, and is led by former race car driver Henri Pescarolo, who competed in numerous Le Mans 24-hour races. Today, his company competes in the Le Mans 24-hour race. Now, hours as a privateer. For the past 2 years, the Pescarolo PlayStation has competed fiercely, giving even the major works teams a run for their money. Alright, but that Renault 4 CV, I read that somewhere. Was that linked to the... Yeah, the cheap Renault 4 CV, linked to Alpine. The versatile Frenchman Michel Hommel, publisher, engineer, car collector and race car driver, founded this sports car constructor to build cars to his own ideals. Two of Hommel's most famous models are the midship engine Berlinet and Barquette. We already read that one. Alright, we're almost done. Except we still have to do Japan, that will be a big one. Spain. Oh, fuck me, wrong button. The Spanish government partnered with Fiat to launch automaker SEAT in 1950 as a way to revitalize Spanish industry. The name SEAT is an acronym of the Spanish for Spanish Corporation of Private Cars. For years, the company simply performed the knockdown assembly of rebadged Fiats, but after Fiat withdrew in 1980, SEAT partnered with Volkswagen to design its own original models. The first was the Ibiza, released in 1984. Volkswagen greatly increased its ownership until SEAT eventually became part of the Volkswagen Group. SEAT is widely known for competing in the World Rally Championship and various touring car races. Alright, that was quite an interesting part of history. I was not aware of that. That it's actually government-born SEAT. This is a typical Italian brand that continues to pursue never-ending speed with breathtaking styling. Ever since its inception in Milan in 1910, the Alfa Romeo has reigned as a strong racing machine in the world of motorsports, but it has only been since the end of World War II that it has become known as a desirable road car maker. The predecessor of Auto Bianchi was Bianchi, which started operating in the late 19th century. After World War II, this was reborn as Auto Bianchi, which produced many advanced development models as part of the Fiat family. One of these was the A112, which gained recognition for pioneering the packaging of front-engine, front-drive cars. Which gained recognition for pioneering or the packaging. Alright, so they were, but I think the first front, I think it was the Mini that did like a transverse front engine, front drive car, but maybe there were earlier ones. But I think Mini was also quite revolutionary there by turning the engine around to take up less space or something like that. One of the most important companies in Italian automaking, Fiat, was founded in 1899 by the industrialist Giovanni Agnelli. Throughout its history, Fiat has produced utilitarian cars for the general public. The company also acquired other prestigious Italian auto brands such as Lancia and Alfa Romeo. Fiat entered a partnership with General Motors in March 2000. A supercar manufacturer founded in the 1980s by financier and auto dealer Claudio Sampoli and techno musician Giorgio Moroder, the company aims to design cars with styling and performance unlike anything made before. The name Cizetta comes from the Italian pronunciation of co-founder Sampoli's initials, CZ. This manufacturer of exotic automobiles was founded by Argentine-born Horacio Pagani, who started designing cars at an early age in his homeland. His hero, legendary Argentine racing driver Juan Manuel Fangio, introduced Pagani to important people in the Italian sports car industry, and he began to work for some noted Italian sports car manufacturers. When he began his own company, Pagani used his experience in crafting carbon bodies for Lamborghini and other sports car companies to infuse his own cars with exceptionally high quality bodywork. Pagani is part of a new generation of leading supercar builders. Oh my god. This famous Italian automaker was founded in 1906 by Vincenzo Lancia. Lancia gained worldwide attention before World War II by releasing the first production car with a monocoque body, the Lambda. After the war, the company solidified its reputation with such cars as the Aurelia and the Flaminia, and also found success in motorsports. After being acquired by Fiat in 1969, Lancia clinched numerous motorsports victories with its Stratos and Delta. Today, Lancia is a high-end brand of Fiat. It's not that high-end, I would say. Alright, so we basically did all of these. Spain, the US we did, so we only need to do 2 more and then, three more. And then we basically read every car brand description. A Ford subsidiary established in 1925 to meet the rising demands in Australia for automobiles. The company also designs and builds models specifically for the Australian market, such as the long-selling Falcon, in production continuously for over 40 years. Ford Australia, a Ford subsidiary established in 1925. Holden is an Australian automaker that was co-founded by GM Australia and Holden and Frost, which first started out as a saddlery and leather goods business. Holden produced its first car in 1948. In addition to Australian-specific models such as the Monaro and the Commodore, Holden also builds cars for Opel, Suzuki and other GM Group brands. Ford Performance Vehicles, inheriting the technology and automaking passion of Australian high-performance car developer Tickford, FPV was founded in 2002 as a division of Ford Australia. FPV utilizes the global auto resources of the Ford Group to build super machines known for their reliability and quality. Did it say super machines? Yeah, it builds super machines. Alright, Korea. After tremendous success in shipbuilding, Korea's Hyundai Group launched Hyundai Motors to produce Ford models under license. Today, cutting-edge styling and state-of-the-art technology are rapidly bringing Hyundai to the level of Japanese, European and American automakers. The company actively competes in the World Rally Championship and other sports events. Proto Motors, was established in 1997 for automotive research and development. Although they were initially involved in the development of just electric cars and stretch limousines, Proto Motors were firmly on the path to becoming a manufacturer in their own right in 2001 with the release of the PS2 mid-engine sports car. The following year, development began on a production model of the PS2 named Spira, with this dream finally realized in 2004. Fuck me. I just cannot read it, it's just unreadable font type. Release of the PS2 mid-engine sports car. The following year, development began on a production model of the PS2 named Spirna or Spima, with this dream finally realized in 2004. As a six-car manufacturer in Korea, this is a brand whose new direction has now firmly thrown them into the spotlight. Alright, it was not readable. Spirma or Spima or Spira. Alright, whatever. Alright, now the big one. And then we're done. Nice to have that all done in one go. Daihatsu traced its origin to an engine manufacturing company started in 1907 by a group of investors in Osaka, Japan, with the goal of freeing Japan from reliance on foreign-made automobile engines. Renamed Daihatsu in 1951, the company eventually expanded into building its own compact automobiles, which gained a solid reputation for utility. The company began a partnership with Toyota in 1967 and today is an important part of the Toyota group, producing compacts and subcompacts. Alright, part of Toyota, didn't know that. Today's Mazda traces its roots to machine tool manufacturer Toyo Kogyo and this production of three-wheel truck named the Mazda starting and its production of a three-wheeled truck named the Mazda starting in 1931. This would eventually become the company's name in the 1980s. In 1960 the company released its first four-wheeled passenger car, the Mazda R360 Coupe, an ambitious car that generated a lot of buzz for the company. In 1967, after a tumultuous development program, a Mazda sports car became the world's first production car fitted with a rotary engine. Mazda became strongly associated with the rotary engine and used them to great advantage in Le Mans and other motorsports events. Now part of the Ford Group, Mazda continues to release exciting new models. Part of Ford, did not know that. Nakajima Aircraft, which produced many aircraft and aircraft engines, changed its name to Fuji Industries after World War II, then to Fuji Heavy Industries in 1953. In 1958, the company released its first mass production automobile, the Subaru 360, a subcompact model built using know-how gained through building lightweight aircraft. That began a long line of distinctive automobiles that were all technologically advanced in their day. Recently, Subaru, which entered a partnership with General Motors in 1999, won the World Rally Championship with its Impreza. This is a premium brand of Honda created in 1986 in North America. This is an active and sporty Honda that appeals to the image of high quality, high performance. The lineup includes the NSX, RSX Integra, TSX Accord and RL Legend. Dome began as a project to build an all-Japanese sports car undertaken in 1975 by Minoru Hayashi, who grew up with a passion for automobiles and motorsports. In 1978, the company's Dome Zero caused a sensation at the Geneva Auto Show. Dome has since expanded into automotive design and production. Dome also competes in motorsport events around the world, from the Japan GT Championship to Le Mans. Alright, but do they still exist? The company's Dome Zero, yeah, that's the only car in game, has since expanded into automotive design and production and competes in motorsports events. Alright, but with its own brand, I have no idea. This comprehensive tuning company was founded in 1987 by foreign car importer Yoshikatsu Tomita and renowned engineer Kikuya Kaira. In a day when tuners faced considerable regulatory hurdles, Tommy Kaira made headlines by meeting with all of the ministries of transport stringent requirements to become Japan's first officially sanctioned tuning company. The company has produced many distinctive cars of the sort that a large manufacturer could never create. In 1995, Tommy Kaira released its now legendary ZZ. Before World War II, the company, founded by industrialist Michio Suzuki, achieved great success in manufacturing looms. The company began building motorcycles in 1952 and in 1954 changed its name to Suzuki Motors with a string of hits including the Fronte in 1962, the Jeep. Fuck me, man. Alright, I'm not going to read these full years because there's no time for it. Or I will try, but in 1952 and in 1954 changed its name to Suzuki Motors with a string of hits including the Fronte in 1962, the Jimny in 1970 and the Alto in 1979, Suzuki grew into one of Japan's most important manufacturers of compact and subcompact automobiles. Suzuki Wagon R, a light SUV-like wagon, was a smash hit that created a new genre when it came out in 1993. Since strengthening its partnership with General Motors in 1998, Suzuki has become global in scale. So they have all the partnerships with American companies, a lot of them. The shipbuilding division of the Mitsubishi conglomerate began building buses and passenger cars before World War II. The company released the popular... Fuck me, man. The shipbuilding division of the Mitsubishi conglomerate began building buses and passenger cars before World War II. The company released the popular Mitsubishi 500 in 1959 and the Colt minicar in 1962, but it wasn't until 1970 that the automaking division was spun off as Mitsubishi Motors. Mitsubishi built up its reputation with distinctive passenger cars like the Mirage Gallant and Starion and has long competed in motorsports, including the Paris Dakar Rally and the World Rally Championship. Daimler Chrysler bought a large stake in Mitsubishi in 2000, but sold off its shares in 2004. Mitsubishi is currently in the process of reorganizing in hopes of making a comeback. I think it said. I couldn't read it. Fuck this fucking shit, man. I hate these weird Japanese decisions. They can turn out amazing, weird Japanese decisions. They can also turn out extremely frustrating. Like having this scroll like turbo speed. Why would you do that? Why the fuck would you do that? Mitsubishi is currently in the process of reorganizing in the hopes of staging a comeback. Honda began in 1946 as a bicycle and motorcycle engine manufacturer founded by Soichiro Honda. The company leveraged its experience with motorcycles to begin building automobiles in 1963. The success of cars such as the Civic and Accord combined with achievement in motorsports have made Honda one of the world's best known automakers. Today the company also garners attention for its work in robotics, research and general purpose machines. This Japanese automaker began in 1937 as Tokyo Automotive Industries. The company changed its name first to Diesel Automotive Industries, then finally in 1949 to Isuzu. Isuzu began producing Japanese-built passenger cars in 1953, relatively soon after the war, and went on to build many distinctive models such as the Bellet and the 11C Coupe. Today Isuzu also builds diesel engines for General Motors. Again, a US partnership. Nissan began in 1926 as DOT Motors, formed by the merger of two automakers, Kashinsha Motors and Jitsuo Jidosa Saisu. Fuck that fucking shit, man. Formed by the merger of two automakers, Kashinsha Motors and Jitsuo Jidosa Saisu. That was acquired by Yoshisuke. Oh, fuck this fucking shit, man. Fuck this shit. Yoshisuke Ayukawa, who merged it with another firm to eventually found Nissan Motors in 1932. Nissan subsequently grew into a general automobile manufacturer producing a wide range of vehicles. Throughout Nissan's history, its performance in motorsports has earned its legions of... Oh, fuck me. Fuck me! A wide range of vehicles. Throughout Nissan's history, its performance in motorsports has earned it legions of loyal followers. After partnering with Renault in 1999, Nissan enjoyed a return to profitability and today is one of Japan's hottest companies. Fuck that description. Toyota Motor Corporation dates back to the early 1930s when Kiichiro Toyoda, eldest son of Sakichi Toyoda... Fuck this shit! Eldest son of Sakichi Toyoda, inventor of the automatic loom. What the fuck is an automatic loom? Established an automobile division in the company he inherited from his father, Toyota Automatic Loom. By consistently focusing on improving quality and productivity, this operation eventually grew into the global corporation that Toyota is today. Toyota finally began competing in Formula 1 racing in 2002. Toyota is also the world leading in developing next generation automobiles such as hybrids and fuel cell automobiles. The formal name is Autobag Sports Car Laboratories. This is a sports car manufacturer that was produced by the Autobag shops that supply parts for major cars in order to bring to life the dreams of everyone in the car-loving world. The debut of their first car, the Garage... Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit so hard. This is a sports car manufacturer that was produced by the Autobag shops that supply parts for major cars in order to bring to life the dreams of everyone in the car-loving world. The debut of the first car, the Garaya, drew intense interest. ASL success at the Japan GT Championship is a recent memory. Alright, I'm so fucking happy I'm done with this reading. Fuck this fucking shit. Seriously. Do tracks also have descriptions? I hope not. Yeah, very short one sentence descriptions at the top. Alright, this is the weirdest episode so far. Correcting 2 races from the previous episode, which I never did before. And then totally getting sidetracked while looking for a French car by the car brand descriptions and reading them all. Pretty damn crazy. Anyways, it's all part of a deep playthrough. At least we are one of the few people that read all the descriptions, I guess. We'll end the episode here. We'll continue in the next one. I will not ask, hope you enjoyed, because I cannot imagine that anybody enjoyed this, but we'll do so for the record anyways. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next one. And for the meantime, do not forget, always do keep on gaming. Later.